SQA Advanced Higher Maths 2017, number 18, the last question of the 2017 Advanced Higher Maths paper. The position of a particle at time t is given by the parametric equations. X is equal to t cos t and y is equal to t sin t. This is for part A. Find an expression for the instantaneous speed of the particle. Okay, instantaneous speed. So you need your dx by dt, which is 1 times cos t using the product rule minus t times sin t, and dy by dt as 1 times cos t plus 1 times sin t, 1 times sin t plus t cos t. You can get rid of the 1 there and there. So that's what you got. And the speed, if you have a particle, you got this particle, there's your y direction and your x direction. And then you got your speed would be there. So this would be your dy by dt, and this is your dx by dt. That would be your speed. So for that speed, you need the square root of, basically Pythagoras, dx by dt squared plus dy by dt all squared, and you put those in. You got, if you work out the square first, okay, anyway, just work that out just now. So cos t minus t sin t all squared plus sin t plus t cos t all squared. Let's just keep the square there just now. Right, so that's the speed. So that would give you cos squared t minus 2, minus t sin t minus t cos t. So you're going to add up with minus 2 t sin t cos t plus t squared sin squared t. And for this other one, you're going to add up with sin squared t plus 2 t sin t cos t plus t squared cos squared t. So I just say that this is s squared is equal to that. Now if you're bringing all of these together, so the minus 2t sin t cos t plus 2t sin t cos t, so that disappears, and you're left with sin squared t plus cos squared t, and over here you can take t squared out as a common factor. You got t squared outside, sin squared t plus cos squared t. Sin squared t plus cos squared t is just 1, it's an identity you're meant to know. So that is equal to 1 plus t squared. So that's s squared, which means that the speed is the square root of 1 plus t squared. Now there's a part B. Part B, calculate the instantaneous speed of the particle at A. So this first part that we just finished there, that's worth 5 marks. So you maybe 7-8 minutes for that. Part B is only worth 2 marks, so you got maybe 4 minutes for this part. Instantaneous speed at A. At A, y is equal to 0. So that means that t sine t is equal to 0. T is not equal to 0, so that means that not equal to 0 implies that sine t is equal to 0. Okay, sine t is equal to 0. So where is sine t equal to 0? The sine curve. Okay, there. So it starts here. There's 0, 0, pi, 2 pi, 3 pi, 4 pi. So if you go back to there, there's 0, pi, 2 pi, 3 pi. So that means that t is equal to 3 pi. You go back to your original your equation from part A, s is equal to square root of 1 plus t squared, which means that the speed is square root of 1 plus 3 pi all squared, which is equal to, which means speed is square root of 1 plus 9 pi squared. That's your answer for 2 marks.